everybody, welcome back to another episode. I'm Madison and I'm here today with Elise to chat about our Housing Pathways for Young Adults program. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for inviting us.
This amazing opportunity.
Yeah.
Just getting right into it, what is the Housing Pathways for Young Adults program?
Yeah, so this program that we have is for youth and young adults who are 18 to 24 years old and they are facing homelessness or experiencing homelessness. And so we have a couple of sections in our program that we can offer for support for them, for case management, so we can help them throughout their whole experience while they're currently experiencing homelessness, and then we can help them get housed and then case manage them through being housed to become self-sufficient.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that's kind of what we're there for with street outreach. They are, as soon as they complete an intake, if they're experiencing homelessness and they reach out to our housing intake, a referral is automatically sent to our street outreach. So they just have to be within that age range of 18 to 24. Everybody in the household, adults, have to be 18 to 24 years old. If they are above that, then we would just refer them back to our regular housing program. But they get a referral automatically to our street outreach, and then she makes contact with them within 48 hours. And then she'll reach out and meet them where they're at, or in a public setting if where they're at is very rural area. And she'll just sit down with them and see what we can start out with helping them with. And then from there, if we have any transitional housing available, then she will offer that to them. And then starts working on housing applications and goes from there as far as street outreach goes.
Awesome. So something that's really important for our young adults out there
for sure.
that are experiencing.
Yeah.
Is this the same core counties as the regular housing program? It's covered area?
Yes,
Okay.
yep. So we cover all the 11 counties, yes.
Okay, awesome. What are some of the biggest challenges that you see young adults facing when they're experiencing homelessness that you are helping them transition through?
So one of the biggest, I would say, is they don't have their lack of obtaining their IDs.
Okay.
We have a lot of them who no longer have a communication with their parents, or maybe they were in foster care or lived with their grandparents or something, and they don't have their birth certificate, their social security card, even just a state ID. Some are really wanting to get driver's license so they can, get back and forth to their work. They maybe are needing childcare. So getting IDs is a huge thing that we usually see right off the bat. Not knowing where to start. They don't know what to even start with filling out an application, and just knowing what average would think would be like a simple, question on a housing application. They might not have any idea where to start. So I would say that lack of knowledge of how to start with housing applications and IDs.
Which is important for the street outreach to go and connect with them so that they know how the process is and they don't have to do that by themselves. Awesome.
Oh yeah, yep.
Awesome. How long are individuals working within that program usually?
With street outreach or just in general?
Just in general through the housing pathways program.
Yeah, so everybody's different. Every situation is different. It kind of will depend on each individual of what they are needing to work on to become self-sufficient. But I would say on average, we see anywhere from like a year to 2 years.
Okay.
It kind of, like I said, it depends on where they're at and what they need to work on. But some can be a really quick turnaround too. It kind of depends if there's a housing choice voucher, or there's another voucher called an FYI voucher, which is similar to housing choice voucher. If there's an availability with that, they can move on to that quickly, so that can happen. Some end up we've had a lot of, I would say over half of our youth either have children or are pregnant when they come. So then just getting them on their feet with now having a new child, or getting them introduced to like school success or early Head Start, things like that, just helping them get support for their family and everything. So
Yeah.
it kind of just depends on all the
But there's
situations.
no like cap of how long you can be working with them or anything?
So that the max that we could would be up to 3 years.
Okay.
So that just, that would be like the
Yeah.
absolute max
Okay.
that we could.
Which is a good amount of time.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Awesome.
yep.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that you'd like to share about the housing program? How to get started?
Yeah, so contacting our housing intake is the best way to get in touch with
Okay.
our program. Because if anybody is experiencing homelessness in any capacity, and as long as they hit that age range, they're going to get a referral to us. And then we'll touch base and see if it's an appropriate referral. If there's, sometimes that can change from even, and within the couple days, their housing situation can change.
Yeah.
So, but that's the best way to get involved with us. And then we really are focusing on our transitional housing program. We try to offer that to everybody as soon as they get in touch with our street outreach, but they're full pretty much
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
So if we do have an opening though, we will offer that to anybody that we have that's still experiencing homelessness. That's a great, we are really doing, we would love to expand it eventually. It'd be nice to keep that part of the program going, because
Yeah.
we've noticed a lot of positivity from our landlords that we work with and our youth. It's getting them,
Yeah.
the ones that are unsheltered, sheltered.
Mhm.
And then our landlords, we've had a lot of great feedback with them with it. So that's a different part of the youth program than what we have available in our other housing program, is the transitional housing.
Okay.
So that is definitely a big difference and a big plus for our program.
Yeah. What does that transitional housing look like, and how does that work?
Yeah, so right now we have, oh my goodness, I think we have 6 transitional throughout our service area. We kind of try to spread them out throughout the counties.
Right.
But really what happens is if we get an availability, we offer it to someone who is still literally homeless, ask them if they're, because some are open to going to different areas, and some want to stay in the county that they're in, regardless if it's just temporary, even if they have to go there for a temporary time, they still are wanting to stay where they're at. So but that basically, NEMCSA is the leaseholder with the landlord, and then the tenants they sign an occupancy agreement, so essentially they kind of sublease it from NEMCSA.
Okay.
But NEMCSA we pay the rent 100%, the utilities are all included, so it just gives them the feel for being in a unit, in a rental unit, and abiding by rental, like lease, agreements and those rules and that, but we essentially are the leaseholder.
Okay,
So,
awesome.
yeah, and then that just gets them housed, and then they work on still applying for their regular housing and permanent housing.
Awesome. How long does that period usually last that they're in that transitional? Just depends.
It depends, yeah, it kind of, and it also, we've had some where they've only been in for 2 weeks, and then we have some who are getting close to a year.
Okay.
So it just
Yeah.
depends on everybody's situation. The max that we can help with transitional is up to 2 years.
Okay.
The program in total is 3, so that kind of gets a little
Right.
confusing, but for the transitional housing, they can be in it for up to 2 years.
Okay. Awesome. Well, such great things, and thank you for
Yeah,
everything
thank
that you
you.
do to help the youth and young adults out in our communities. We will be sure to share all of that information, and anything else you'd like to add before we.
I don't think so, I think that's it.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye, guys. See you next time.